Hey everyone, welcome to the VitaCast episode 112. I'm your host Tyler Oltoff, joined alongside, as always, Kyle Wakeling. What is up, Kyle?
The sky is up, Tyler. What kind of question is that?
You are hilarious. I don't know how many times you've used that. Rewind. Good one, Kyle. I don't know how many times you've used that joke.
Me either.
Did I sell it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're the VitaCast. Talk about the Vita, the things we play on it, the news that's coming out, the reviews we do, all that fun stuff. And we're going to jump into what we normally do. So, Kyle, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I've put like 25 hours or something like that into Valkyrie Drive Bakuni, import title for review. I started it pretty much right after Digimon, and I pretty much haven't touched Digimon since, unfortunately. So yeah, it's been kind of addictive and cool. It's very much like Senran and Kagura, in essence anyway, but it's got kind of like a twist to it, so it's different, and you have to, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
I'll talk more about that later, but yeah, I've been playing it. It's good.
That's good.
There's screenshots on Twitter if you guys have been following me.
Oh, I see him.
Oh yeah. More to come. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've been playing that, and I've been playing a little tiny bit of Hot Shots Golf, other than what we played. So I kind of got back into the mix there after our little session. Speaking of which, we played the other day, Hot Shots. We played, what else did we play?
Killzone.
Killzone. That's
Call
right.
of Duty.
Call of Duty. I couldn't get into the other stuff because the internet was being gay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we played those three, so that was pretty cool. I haven't played multiplayer like that in a while, so it was good to get back into it a bit. We got to do more.
Oh, yes.
Maybe get some videos up.
Definitely. I posted one of the replays. I don't think it was one that you were in. No, you weren't in it. It was because I messed up our first live stream that we did. Like my Vita's sound wasn't capturing, so the entire halfway through the live stream, I'm just like, people started saying like they couldn't hear anything, and I was like, what? I was like, now you're telling me? But apparently someone told me at the very beginning. I just didn't see it. So, meh.
Yep.
But anyways, is that all you've been playing?
Yeah.
Well, all
pretty
right.
much.
So I finished. I think, yeah, the last time we recorded, I think I was getting close. No, maybe I did finish it. I don't remember. Anyways, if I did or didn't say it,
You didn't.
okay, I finished Trails of Cold Steel, finally. Beat the game, and I'm nearly done with my review now. I've got like maybe a couple more sentences and tweaks to do, and then I should be...
Finally.
Yeah, I know.
Finally.
Then it can get looked over by Kyle, and he can be like, God damn it, you suck, and redo everything for me. And I can smile and be like, thanks, Kyle. But anyways.
Yeah, when his reviews get to me, they're usually like, game good. Here reason
good.
why.
Buy. Or do not buy.
Good looking.
Tyler
Sound
said
nice.
why.
Pretty much.
It works every time, though, because then Kyle just fills everything out for me and makes it look good. So when he catches on, then I'll have to actually start working.
There you go.
So, anyways, yeah. So I beat that. Look out for my review soon. We do have a question. I just want to jump into that because sometimes we do get questions that pertain to stuff that we're talking about early in the episode. I'm going to do that right now. We got a question from Jeff on Twitter at prototype0115, and he asks, what are our thoughts on the ending of Cold Steel? Now, I don't think Kyle's beaten the game, so he has no thoughts, and I just recently beat it. I don't want to spoil anything, so if you have not beaten Cold Steel yet and you're working through it, do not worry. I am not going to spoil it for you. And yeah, so I beat it, and throughout the game I kind of got annoyed with how the way the game was going, like the way the story was going, and I was just getting tired of so many different things being thrown at me at once that it was just annoying. It didn't feel good. And then eventually, I got towards the end and everything started coming together and it felt really good. And the ending was definitely worth it for me. Now that said, though, if I was not reviewing this game, I would find it very hard for me to continue when I was at that point in the road where I was feeling very stretched out between different storylines and just frustrated with the game. Like, I feel like if I was not reviewing it, I would have just set it down and started playing something I actually wanted to play. So who knows if I ever would have made it to the end, and that's not good for this game because, yeah, you want your game to be good throughout the entire experience. So, I mean, that's something to be said. But anyways, yeah, those are my thoughts, really. I can't really say much about it because I don't want to ruin it for people. So if you do have the game and you're struggling like I was, or you actually are enjoying it, just know the end, I think, has a good payoff. So there's that. And anyways, I played that. I also played a little bit of Nuclear Throne. I did that on the live stream. That game is so much fun. Even though I was sick and like not having anything, like I was just frustrated and like everything was. Oh, I couldn't do it. I was just like, I'm done. I also played a Super Meat Boy, and that probably made it worse because I was sick. I was already kind of in a bad mood, and here I am trying to do something where I'm just constantly dying, and I was just, oh my god, I was getting a headache. So I stopped playing that. I've also been playing a ton of Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. I really want to beat that game and get further, and my friend just bought it and wants to play with me because we actually, know each other in person, so I could actually play ad hoc with him. So hopefully I can get some ad hoc matches with him going and help him boost his character pretty fast since I'm a much higher level than he'll be, obviously. So I could take him into some dangerous areas. So yeah, I played that. Obviously, I played the Killzone Mercenary, Call of Duty, and I think I might have played Soul Sacrifice. Yeah, I did. Soul Sacrifice Delta. I think that's the one we forgot.
I didn't play that one. We played Hot Shots.
You didn't? I thought, yeah, you did. I swear you did.
Nope, I couldn't get in.
You got in one match. I remember.
Oh yeah, okay. I think maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were gonna play it, and I got into the room, but I think it was like Bergster or something.
Yeah.
Was disconnecting, and I was reconnecting, and then I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we tried to fix the microphone issue, and that caused more problems, so we gave up. But anyways, yeah, I played that, and of course, Hot Shots Golf. So yeah, it was actually a pretty busy time of gaming for once, and it feels good. It feels good. So yeah, that's all I played. Let's jump into the reviews from this week. We've got 3 here. First up, we've got Crypt the NecroDancer. This was reviewed by Zach. He gave it a 4.5 out of 5 and says, quote, I would say Crypt the NecroDancer lived up to my expectations easily. I loved the roguelike elements and the diversity the game offered, and even though it beat me down many times, I found myself returning for more like a masochist. It offers a variety of game mechanics, which allows it to be enjoyable to a myriad of gamers, and didn't have any issues of note, gameplay-wise nor technical. If the game has piqued your interest, go buy it. It will live up to that interest, end quote. So I haven't picked this one up. I've heard good things about it, though. What about you, Kyle?
I haven't. However, I did see that on the Japanese store there's a demo. So I might grab the demo in the Japanese store and just kind of mess around with it and see if I like it. And then I can at least kind of try it before I buy it. So
Right. That's good.
Kind of the plan. Hopefully it's not too text heavy.
Right. Well, all right. What about the next review, Kyle? What do we got?
Alright, we've got Hitman GO, which was reviewed by Charlie. He gave it a 3.6 out of 5, and he said, quote, Hitman GO Definitive Edition works perfectly on the PlayStation Vita, and its move from mobile platforms to the handheld is a welcome one. It is a clever game that mixes the spirit of Agent 47's previous outings with a board game setting that is unique, yet seems a perfect fit. There are a few minor niggles to be had with the Bald Assassin's first outing on the PlayStation Vita, but nothing that detracts from the game. End quote. So, good praise, but not great. I don't know. I haven't played this one, so yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Tyler?
I've been very, very interested, but I don't know. I just don't know if I could go for it. It's just, I think I might just hang out, let everyone else enjoy it.
Hitman not going.
No, that was good. That was very clever.
Alright.
So yeah, next up we've got Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. This was reviewed by our own Kyle Wakeling, and he gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is a blast from the past that has both retained the nostalgia factor and evolved for modern audiences, offering a role-playing game that caters to clinging fans and those looking for a new experience alike. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better game of this sort on Vita without invoking a certain persona will save you the trouble of selling you on. So unless you're adverse to the genre or universe, I'd wholeheartedly recommend you pick it up, end quote. So obviously I'm going to throw it to Kyle and let him talk a bit about this. So Kyle, go.
Alright, so 80 hours into this bastard. I'm partway through New Game Plus, and I can see why it's addictive. Just like Pokemon, you've got to catch them all. You don't really catch them, you copy them kind of, but you got to get them all. I spent numerous hours grinding for levels and different abilities, because you have to get certain stats in order to evolve to certain Digimon that are higher levels. So you got to kind of go backwards and forwards a little bit to kind of build up your base stats, I guess, so that you can get there. And it's kind of a long, drawn out process, and you got to kind of balance your team as you're doing this, because you don't want to pull somebody who's really strong back to nothing when you're going up against some badass enemy. So it's a balancing game, and it's crazy good. The story's interesting. It doesn't pick up right away. I did notice that there was kind of a lull where you're just kind of getting into things, and there is kind of no story. Like, they kind of throw a little bit at you here and there, but there's not a lot kind of to go off of. But once you get, into the game, past where you've actually learned how to play the game, it gets interesting, and it takes you all the way to the end. I was addicted, and if I didn't have Valkyrie Drive, I'd probably still be playing it. So, there you go.
Well, alright. High praise.
Very high praise, very high praise.
So yeah, I definitely need to play more of this myself, and now that I'm done with Trails, I'm going to hop into it a lot more, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. So yeah, there's... well, okay, alright, fine. Wow.
Fine.
Cool.
I'm just saying good, Tyler. That's good.
Whatever, no, we got to end the podcast now. I can't go on after that. That's just too rude. Sorry, guys. Blame Kyle.
Yeah, whatever. just keep talking, Tyler.
Alright. Well, soon you'll see my review of Trails up in the next week's episode, hopefully if everything goes as planned. So let's get to those new releases. We've got the North American list here. First, we've got Foul Play for $9.99, Hitman GO Definitive Edition for $7.99, or I don't think it's $6.39 on Plus anymore, unless it is. Is it still?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't think it is, but if it is, it's $6.39 if you have Plus. If not, it's back to $7.99. Knock Knock for $9.99, Ninja Senki DX for $4.99, Swap Quest for $6.99 or $6.29 on PlayStation Plus, Croex Lure Sigma for $14.99, Royal Defense Invisible Threat for $5.99 or $5.39 on PlayStation Plus, and Pirate Solitaire for $4.99. And we're covering some of the last week's releases too, since we're terrible and slow. So, anyways, Kyle, what's Europe getting?
Alright, Europe's getting Hitman GO Definitive Edition for £6.49, €7.99, $11.95 Australian dollars. There's an additional 20% PS Plus discount if that's still on. Foul Play for £7.99, €9.99 or $14.95 Australian dollars. Swap Quest for £5.79, €6.99 or $10.45 Australian dollars. Serialim for £13.99, €16.99 or $25.95 Australian dollars. And lastly, Ninja Senki DX for £4.99, €5.99 or $8.95 Australian dollars. That's it. That's all. Train.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Not too shabby. What are you gonna get, Kyle?
Well, I'm not sure about Ninja Senki, but it does kind of remind me of, those platformers of way back in the day. So I'm kind of interested. That's one I kind of have to look into more. Hitman Go, for me, just like you, I'm not sure if I'm going to go there. It seems like one of those things that it's just kind of too far outside what I got interested in Hitman for to be interesting to me. So I don't know. Serialim is very much too old school for me. I've put together many a trailer with that included, and just from watching the footage, I can say no. Swap Quest, I don't even remember what that is, and Foul Play, I don't remember what that is either for some reason.
Foul Play is that one that's like tennis in the face, but with, I think, is that?
Oh no, Foul Play is the one where you're reenacting
Yeah, that's right.
like exploits or whatever. Like he's supposed to be an adventurer and he did like awesome stuff, and you're reenacting it, and you have to like please an audience, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
It didn't sound that great to me. I forget what Swap Quest is.
I heard good things from Swap Quest.
Oh,
but I haven't played it.
Do you know what it is?
Some type of RPG. Like
I don't know.
Puzzle RPG thing. I don't know.
Knock Knock, I hear is kind of one of those games where you're just kind of thrown in. You have to find your way around, and it's supposed to be kind of spooky. So that one's kind of on my radar. Although $9.99 is not a price I would like to pay. Just at the information I have, and the rest I couldn't even be bothered to list off.
Well, all right. Yeah, for me, I don't think I'm really gonna get any from here. Like, there's some interesting games, but at the moment, I've got plenty to play, so I'm kind of just holding off for anything that is a must play right now. So yeah, that's about it. So let's get into that big list of news we have to read now.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Because I'm not. Let's do it. All right. First up, Pankokapu, The Dreamkeeper is a 2D episodic action platformer made by the French developer Two Kind Studio and planned to be produced in episodic format. The whole game will consist of 4 episodes, including 2 chapters each, and a planned full release in summer 2017. The Vita version will get the full release if enough backers are found for the project. The game was on Kickstarter last year and gathered €53,120, which not only completed the funding goal, but achieved also several stretch goals. With this new skins, professional voice actors, and a PS4 and Xbox One port could be assured. Unfortunately, the game was kept short of reaching the most important goal for us, as a PlayStation Vita port of the game was set at €60,000. The campaign had fallen €6,880 short, potentially denying us that great-looking game to our favorite handheld. The developers still want to realize a Vita version, have opened now a Slacker backer PayPal page where people can pre-order the game. The upcoming money counts towards the original Vita stretch goal and makes it still possible to make it a reality. The game will be sold on the page until the end of March with the same rewards from their Kickstarter. This means €20 for the full game, €35 for the game plus the soundtrack, new skins, and your name in the credits. €45 adds up to a digital art book, and $55 gets you everything mentioned before, plus some special backer sets of weapons and armors. From €70 to €150, you can also add physical rewards to your digital goods, such as a plush, the original soundtrack, an art book, or even a signed and numbered canvas of the art director. As you see, around 300 gamers pre-ordering the game now can already make it happen, so Vita community, this is your job for us. This is a job for us. Head over to Slackerbacker, either manually or via link on the post on our site, and help make it a reality. Koei Tecmo has released new details for the upcoming Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. First up is a scene substitution. You'll be able to fully customize your playable character by changing things such as appearance, leadership, wisdom, political attributes, movesets, family crest, and Muso Kanji. Created characters will be fully integrated into the game, meeting and becoming part of the lives of historical figures. You'll even be able to swap historical characters with custom characters in unlocked movies and cutscenes. There will be loads of customizable options, everything from decorating rooms with unlockable wallpapers to being able to hang banners that can be collected by completing missions. Not only are these banners decorative, but they can also offer extra bonuses such as increased income, supplies, commerce, and fame. Samurai Warriors 4 Empires will release digitally in Europe on March 11, 2016, with the North American release following on March 15th. Next up, new details have been released for the upcoming Nippon Ichi title Rose in the Old Castle of Twilight. The titular Rose has an ability called Power of Thorns. With this power, she can absorb the power of blood from others and transfer it into objects. Rose is not the only one in the castle, however, as a big and powerful giant has also awakened. Together, Rose and the giant will need to help each other as they explore the old castle. New screenshots have shown some of the obstacles Rose and the giant will face on their journey, including a device that can send objects flying in mushrooms, which can cushion or springboard you when dealing with heights. Rose will also come across canvases lining the walls of the castle, and by using the powers of thorns, you'll be able to change the image. You'll have to be careful on your journey. The castle contains many enemies, such as the carnivorous plants and monstrous soldiers that will approach and attack Rose when they detect her. There has also been revealed to be a secret shadowy character in the old castle. It can sometimes be a hindrance to Rose and the giant, and it's unclear to Rose if this character has some kind of crude grudge against them. Occasionally, you'll come across blood seals, which are doors that have become entangled in large thorns. To untie the thorns, you'll need to use a lot of blood, meaning Rose will need to make big sacrifices if she wants to advance. Speaking of blood, not all blood is the same. Sometimes Rose will be able to see memories hidden within the blood. Those memories will be the key to finding out what has happened in the ruined old castle. Rose in the Old Castle of Twilight is due out in Japan on April 26th.
Alright, moving on. Falcom has released some new information about the battle system for the upcoming action RPG Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. Weapons that your characters equip will have one of 3 different attack types: slash, strike, and shoot. If an enemy is vulnerable to attack type, then certain weapons will cause more damage than others. This means that it's worthwhile switching between characters while fighting in order to deal maximum damage to an enemy. Idol's sword will have slash attribute. Slash attacks work well against soft-bodied enemies that absorb impact. Zahad's anchor weapon, will have the strike attribute. It deals large amounts of damage to enemies with hard shell-like armor by inflicting direct blows. And Laxia's rapier will have the shoot attribute, a long-reaching, long-distance type attack. Shoot is weaker than slash or strike, but is a much more agile weapon which works well against flying types. Besides the increased damage, there is another reason to attack enemies with attributes that they have a weakness to. After receiving a certain amount of damage, enemies will enter a break state. When in a break state, the enemy will be weak to all 3 attack attributes. As well as this, they will sometimes drop rare items, and flying monsters may no longer be able to fly. Moving on, Falcom has also announced that Adol won't be the only protagonist of note in Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. They'll also be playing as the titular Dana. The stronger and faster Dana will be available to play when Adol's asleep, her story playing out in his dreams. Aside from a change of pace, though, Adol and Dana's stories will have an effect on each other, so choose your paths wisely. As for Dana herself, she may look lovely and gentle, but don't be fooled. She regularly surpasses those around her by being bold and imaginative. Her attack attribute is slash, and she uses 2 highly curved crescent moon swords. Dana is never seen in the Erestia continent, though she seems to live in an area that possesses an advanced civilization. The real question, however, is who is Dana? Why does she only appear in Adolf's dreams? And what is the truth hidden on the Isle of Siren? You'll have to play the game to find out. Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana is set to release on PlayStation Vita this summer in Japan. Idea Factory International has released some more information for the characters in Trillion God of Destruction. So without further ado, allow me to introduce you. Ash Media holds the crest of lust. She enjoys teasing Diablos in a flirty and seductive way. She has an unusual kink in that she gets very excited by hearing a dying foe's cries, and shivers with the pleasure at the thought of defeating Trillion. Next up, we have Diablos' niece, Roosh. She's the older sister of Purpell and holds the crest of pride. Ever since Diablos lost to Trillion, she has looked down on him. She plans to defeat Trillion and become the next great overlord and rule the underworld. Although she is very intelligent, she is also proud, selfish, and domineering. Figor is Diablos' older sister and holds the crest of Sloth. She calls him Zebochin, and he calls her sister. She's quiet and tends to say little, but cares a lot for her younger brother. This is why she has decided to try and defeat Trillion. She's extremely lazy and is always sleeping, but don't let that fool you. She actually possesses powerful magic that can even surpass Diablos's. Lastly, Elma is Diablos' younger sister. She has a somewhat frail disposition, and because of this, she usually stays inside the Great Overlord's castle. She really wants to be of some help to Diablos and who she calls her dear brother, and she really looks up to her older sister Figor due to her being a powerful magic user. Elma has a pet called Cerberus. He used to be a large, fearsome beast that guarded the entrance to the Great Overlord's castle, but was unfortunately shrunk down due to the miasma. Moving on from characters, Idea Factory International has revealed their limited edition version of the game, available for pre-order via Idea Factory International's online store shortly. The 99 US Trillion God of Destruction limited edition is set to include the following items: Trillion God of Destruction for the PlayStation Vita system, Trillion sticker set, Trillion official art book, Trillion official soundtrack, Trillion Beach Day poster, reversible cover sleeve, and collector's box. Is that enough to satiate your collector's itch? Trillion God of Destruction is due on March 29th in North America and April 1st in Europe. Pre-orders open March 8th at 10 a.m. PST. That's Pacific Standard Time. Kicking on, another long one. Sorry, guys. A recent issue of Famitsu is chock full of information about the upcoming game Hatsune Miku Project Diva X. The newly revealed bits are as follows. Using augmented reality and the Vita's built-in camera, the ability to take photos of up to 2 characters in various poses as if they were actually in the real world, putting the Vocaloids from the game in the palm of your hand, quite literally. In the live quest mode home screen, you'll be able to communicate with Hatsune Miku and other characters. You'll also be able to decorate your home with one of many different themes. Communicating with Hatsune Miku and the other characters is tied to the rhythm game element. What this means is that you play through the live quest mode, you'll shorten the gap between yourself and the characters. By raising the friendship level you have with everyone, you'll gain small advantages in carrying out quests, and new quests will unlock. To raise your friendship level, you can give items as gifts. You'll receive items by playing the rhythm game. If an item is giftable, it will be indicated with a present mark. Some gifts will make characters happy, while others might not have quite the same effect that you were hoping for. Event scenes are unlocked based on the item that you give. After meeting certain requirements, you can trigger a special present event where you'll get hints which you can use to find the perfect present. By giving the perfect present, your friendship level will increase greatly. The presents you give can be used to decorate your home. Different modules will have different effects on your character. For example, a cool module will make her behave in a cooler way. You can also touch the screen to poke the character. How she will react depends on the module worn. Lastly, the game will have an album menu where you'll be able to view events that have occurred during the live quest mode, as well as visual images that you collect by playing the rhythm game. Hatsune Miku Project Diva X is due on March 24th in Japan.
New information from Koei Tecmo has given us a better idea of Dead or Alive Extreme 3's event Paradise Mode, Owner Shop, and Casino. This time around, we get a ton of information on the bonus mode of the game, the ones where you're not kicking the hell out of pretty people, being the Extreme 3. Venus is a vacation title in the Dead or Alive series. There's actually a lot to do besides fighting. First up, we get a look at Event Paradise Mode, which is a viewing mode where you can choose your favorite events and look back on the important memories of your vacation. Similar to Gravure Paradise Mode, you'll be able to set your favorite costumes, looseness, degree of tan, wetness, and hairstyle. Oh boy. In the owner shop, you can purchase special items such as the series' legendary swimsuits or the secret ticket. The secret ticket is sold only to VIPs who spend a lot of time at the casino, but it's highly coveted as it will give you access to a very special show. In the casino, you can play a few different games of chance. The first of these is Blackjack. The familiar closest to 21 without going over style game is a staple of any casino, and will even adopt full-fledged rules like split and insurance. Poker is another casino favorite, and deals with the search for the highest hand. Usual poker rules are at play here, though the specific style of poker isn't mentioned. Lastly, there's roulette, which follows the rules of American roulette. Using the basic 00 rules, you'll place a bet on even, odd, red, or black within the time limit and hope for some luck. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus is set to release on March 24th in Japan. Some word. NIS America has announced that they're bringing creepy survival horror game Yomawari to the West later this year. Announced at their annual press event, Nipponichi Yomawari Night Alone is officially coming to the West. The release set for sometime in late 2016. The title follows a young girl who has lost both her dog and sister to their creepy little town and sets out to find them. Here's the official description via the game's new website. Quote, a young girl is walking her dog Poro around town at dusk when a tragic accident forces her to return home with only Poro's leash in hand. The girl's sister commands her to stay home while she goes out into the night to search for the dog. Time passes. Growing impatient, the girl decides to search for her missing sister and dog herself. But when she steps foot outside, she realizes that this is not the same town. The darkness has made the town unfamiliar, and she appears to be utterly alone, save for the spirits that stalk her. The girl must hide from, outsmart, or outrun the hunting spirits while she searches for clues to find her loved ones. Does Yomawari sound good to you? That's confusing. Damn it, Kyle. Look at you. Kyle and I have been hoping this one comes over for a while, so you know we're in. Oh, yeah. Definitely. And we've got more. Yomawari Night Alone wasn't the only PlayStation Vita announcement at NIS America's yearly press gathering, as they've also announced that detective-oriented visual novel Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness will be making its way west. Here's the story details via NIS America's website. Quote, in the near future, advanced technology developments have allowed one's mental state and disposition to be quantified and profiled. For the public's welfare, all emotions and thoughts are documented and managed by the civil system. This system measures the quality of each person's life by what is known as the psychopath, a reading of an individual's mind, broken down into two main components. The psychopath is the system's omniscient, that's the word, eyes of justice. One of these components in the hue, which is a visual representation of the psychopath that conveys a person's stress level. The other is the crime coefficient, which is a numerical value that represents a person's criminal capacity. This number determines whether an individual requires enforcement by the detectives of the Public Safety Bureau. Detectives are divided into two groups: enforcers, who are tasked with the investigation of crimes and the apprehension of criminals, and inspectors, who are charged with managing the enforcers. The site goes on to detail, that's end quote. The site goes on to detail the game's setup, noting that you can choose between two detectives to play as: Nadashiku Kugatachi, an inspector, or Takuma Tsurugi, an enforcer. Your choice of who to play as well as your choices during the course of the game, will determine the outcome of the story. You'll have to make your choices wisely, as you want to achieve everything you need to in solving your cases and get to a proper ending for that matter. Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness will release in the West sometime this fall.
Alright, kicking on. Furyu has announced a new RPG for release in Japan, and it's being developed by none other than Persona 1 and 2's scenario writer. Role-playing title Caligula has been announced in this week's issue of Famitsu, and has been revealed to be the next title from Persona 1 and 2 scenario writer Tadashi Satomi, in conjunction with Furyu director Takuya Yamanaka and illustrator Oguchi. It's a game that's set in a school setting and draws its name from the Caligula effect, a term meaning to desire that which you cannot have simply because you cannot have it. For example, someone with a lactose allergy wanting regular milk. The game takes place in Mobius, a virtual reality world where the inhabitants repeatedly live out 3 years of an ideal high school life, over and over again, with no recollection of the real world. It was created by vocal software, I think that's Mu, who used it to save those who were in despair in the real world. It doesn't matter what you are on the outside, in Mobius everyone is a high schooler. However, some of the students in this world begin to realize that the world they live in isn't real. They form what they call the Return Group, seeking to find a way to return to the real world. There's also a group called the Ostinato, which is a bunch of musicians that are opposed to the main characters. They compose music for Mu and seek to destroy the Return Group. As for the player, they'll take control of the leader of the Return Group, exploring dungeons and fighting battles. Battles will transition seamlessly from exploration and are set up as a command-based orthodox system with combos. Defeating enemies will net you both experience and a chance at drop skill, allowing you to grow your character and customize your skill set. The game is built for depth in that regard. Developed in part by Sword Art Online's Hollow Fragments Aquaria, with sound by Masuko, Caligula is set to release in Japan on June 23rd for 6,980 yen. Pre-orders include a visual booklet, a Caligula album CD, an appreciation ticket to participate in a special event, and a product code for swimsuit outfits. Moving on. Degeka has revealed some news regarding their upcoming DLC releases for Shoot 'em Up Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors. Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors is getting quite a bit of DLC, it seems, with the first of it now set to hit on March 17th. The first round of additional content will include packs called Ray Force, Night Striker, and Metal Black. The second round of DLC content will be released at a currently unknown date, and is based on a name for Sega Classics Space Harrier, Galaxy Force 2, and Fantasy Zone. Each of these packs will include one new ship from the game of the same name, unique levels, and remixed music, sourced from the game of the same name as well. These additions play similar to CS mode in 69 aspect ratio, and the new ships will only be available in their respective DLC levels. As for pricing, individual DLC packs will be available for $4.99 each in North America, or you can pick them up in a 3-pack, with the other 2 similarly themed packs for $11.99. Kicking on, Choice Provisions has confirmed the cancellation of their sequel to Woe Dave via Twitter. Yes. Announced mid-November but played by Tyler before that, Choice Provisions Space Dave is the follow-up to Woe Dave, offering more classic arcade-inspired shoot-'em-up action, but apparently that's a little too much to ask for on Vita. Choice Provisions recently posted on Twitter about Space Dave coming to, quote, PS4, Steam, 3DS, and Wii U, end quote, soon, and eagle-eyed PlayStation Vita gamer took to questioning them about the truly important system. Here's the exchange. At Totally Choice on Twitter says, keep an eye out for Space Dave, coming soon to PS4, Steam, 3DS, and Wii U. At PSVG_3DJ, in reply, quote, what happened with the Vita version? Worried face emoticon, end quote. At Totally Choice's reply, quote, the Vita version has been cancelled, unfortunately. Sorry we don't have better news for you, end quote. So there we have it. Another Vita version cancelled. Space Dave joins the likes of Broforce, Galaxy, Hand of Fate, Not a Hero, and more as members of the deep, dark abyss we call games that should have been on Vita. It's a good thing we have so many other games to play, huh guys?
Oh, yeah. Alright, next up, bad news. Oh boy, here we go. April 21st is no longer the day you'll be kicking ass and impressing ladies. Recently, Marvelous Inc. has taken to announcing a release date revocation for their upcoming over-the-top action title, Uppers, taking the formally announced April 21st release date and tossing it out the window for a less specific to-be-announced instead. The reason for the release date change has been revealed as a lack of pre-orders, though apparently not to a ridiculous degree. Producer Kenichiro Takaki notes he wouldn't actually consider the current pre-order numbers tough to swallow, but he thinks they can do better and wants to look into that first, before focusing on releasing the game. Takaki says he understands that this is a selfish choice on his part, but promises to make it known when there's a change in plans. It's been 2 years since Risk of Rain was leaked for Vita via a tweet, and it has now been officially detailed by developer Hopu Games. Announced on the PlayStation blog, Risk of Rain will be coming to Vita thanks to a partnership with Code Methics. The Vita and PS4 versions set to feature automatic matchmaking, something previously not found in the PC version. More surprising, Risk of Rain will feature cross-platform play between PS4 and Vita, allowing friends across systems to lobby up and play the game together. Risk of Rain is due out in early 2016. Digimon World Next Order isn't even out yet in Japan, but we're already getting some details about 2 of the title's upcoming downloadable scenarios. The first scenario deals with an amnesic Myakumon, and the second deals with a favor from a past Digimon World character. Here's the rundown via Jamatsu. Scenario 1, The Mystery of Mikumon. Mikumon is a Digimon that came from another world and ended up losing its memory. Restore Mikumon's lost memory. Scenario 2. Super first rank grade beautiful girl tamer here. Rinu Shinomiya from Digimon World's redigitized decode makes her appearance in Digimon World Next Order. Before he knows it, the protagonist becomes a pupil of Rina. Apparently, Rina seems to have a favor to ask of the protagonist. Also revealed is the fact that Arresterdramon and Omnishoutmon, as well as their rookies Gumdramon and Shoutmon, will appear in the game. Digimon World Next Order is due out in Japan on March 17th, with the free DLC to follow at an unknown date.
Alright, kicking on. We've got tons of new information on Summon Night 6 Lost Borders, the first bit of which is the fact that the Japanese demo is now available. I actually took the 214 megabyte demo for a test run, and despite it not being my favorite type of RPG, it's definitely a solidly made one. The gameplay alone making it for a very tactically interesting experience, and the visuals making it pop. This definitely doesn't look like Summon Night 5 and feels right at home on the Vita or PlayStation TV. In addition to demo release news, it has also been announced that the following characters will be making the leap to Lost Borders. Arca from Summon Night 5, Kagero from Summon Night 5, Dis from Summon Night 5, Gyan Krastov from Summon Night 4, and Anisha from Summon Night 4. Bandai Namco also confirmed DLC quest in the magazine, which would include the following 4 characters as a unit. Hasaha from Summon Night 2, Kunan from Summon Night 3, Bulrel from Summon Night 2, and Sonalur from Summon Night 3. In addition to all that, the game system has also been covered in more detail. The series' familiar facilities and side elements will also appear in Summon Night 6. This includes fishing, dispatch quests, cooking, item creation, leaf collecting, completing the Summon Night 6 Legacy picture book, and more. Details on the shop. On Scrap Mountain, Patch, Quilt, and Rin run a shop. The 3 love gold coins and will exchange various items for your money. The Blacksmith, a facility on Scrap Mountain tied to the shop. Here you can use gold and materials to strengthen your weapons and summon stones. There are 10 different stages for weapon upgrades and 5 for summon stone skills. In addition to improving ability and effectiveness, when strengthening level reaches a certain stage, new skills can be learned as well. Fishing. You can fish on the pier by the bay. You will need to time your button presses to get the exact moment that the fish is caught, and then you will need to reel in the catch by repeatedly pressing the correct button. By meeting certain conditions, you can raise your fishing rank and obtain new rods and bait, and the kinds of fish you catch will expand. When you catch fish, you can get things such as reward money or ingredient items. Cooking. Through cooking, you can create food using ingredient items. By gathering recipes and ingredients, the types of food you can cook will increase. Food you make will be available as an item for effects such as recovery during battle. Summon Night Leaf. Scattered around the world are scraps of paper containing Lin Baum's history and outline of Summon Night series that you can collect. These can be attained through a variety of elements, including battles, town quests, or even fishing. By obtaining a specific combination of leaves, as they're called, you'll be able to read further information in the gallery. Additionally, by collecting Summon Night leaves, your party skills will increase. Dispatch quests. Through dispatch quests, you can dispatch 3 allies on a quest to battle enemies. The contents of the battles look different than normal, and it's an auto battle that progresses in real time where everyone is jumbled together. Depending on the attributes and abilities of the allies that you dispatch, your results will change. If a dispatch quest is successful, you'll get rewards such as experience points, money, and items. Demon Trader Lachelle. At the Cocoon World's Cafe and Bar is a demon trader named Lachelle who can use her demon powers to help you with a variety of things during your adventure. These include fortune telling. Check the favorability of the protagonist and your party members. Level drain. Lower the level of your party members to return experience points. Scenario rematch. Play the story-based battles you've already cleared. The Endless Halls. Try to clear a 60-level battle featuring 4 attribute machines, demons, spirits, and beasts. And the Endless Halls, created using a demon power of Lachelle. That's the same thing over again. Odd. Anywho, Summon Night 6 Lost Borders is due on March 10th in Japan, but you can try out the demo via the Japanese PSN right now. Kicking on, Bandai Namco has announced an Asian English version of Gundam Breaker 3, and Play Asia is taking pre-orders. Due in Japan on March 3rd, the day we're recording, Gundam Breaker 3 is receiving quite a bit of interest lately and is about to get even more. Bandai Namco Entertainment has announced that the Asian region English language version of the title is due out April 28th. The only question now becomes, since it's English, will you be importing? Play Asia is currently taking pre-orders for $46.99 US if you are. Square Enix is hard at work at bringing Dungeon Quest Heroes 2 to PlayStation Vita, and to whet the appetite of fans patiently awaiting the release of the game, they released a whole host of new details on the game. The following details were revealed during a recent live stream known as Dragon Quest Heroes The Live. First up is new gameplay details. The game will take place between towns, fields, and battle stages, providing plenty of new environments for players to explore. Fields will come in various different environments that include deserts and icy mountains, and because the fields are so vast and far apart, players will be able to warp between them using waystones. Fields will hold host to many secrets, including special areas that are only accessible when certain conditions are met. Also revealed is the concept of weather, which can either strengthen or weaken enemies depending on which enemies you're fighting. Enemy encounters will be seamless, meaning as soon as you come across one, you can unsheath your weapon at any time to attack. Other features of the fields include the ability to stumble across treasure chests, which will be scattered throughout various environments. They can range from giving you healing items to new weapons to use. A new feature from the Dragon Quest Heroes game is the ability to dash, which will allow players to traverse these environments quickly. Also revealed is the game's main hub, the country of Zebion. This will be your area to go to in between missions, and you can manage your party, buy new weapons and armory for your party, a priest who you can visit to change your character's jobs, and lastly, new to the Dragon Quest series, a multiplayer hub. That's right, Dragon Quest Heroes 2 will feature a 4-player cooperative mode where players can team up to take on story mode missions together. Or they can work to defeating a multiplayer exclusive dungeon known as the Space-Time Labyrinth. Square Enix have also confirmed that the multiplayer will be cross-play between PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 3. PlayStation TV support was also confirmed for the game, meaning that PlayStation Vita owners can enjoy the game on both the small and big screen, as well as was DLC, which will allow players to take control of the character from Dragon Quest Heroes, the World's Tree Woe, and the Blight Below, including the game's main protagonists, Lucius and Aurora, amongst others. Pre-order bonuses were also confirmed for the game, including Dragon Quest I costumes for Razzle and Teresia, as well as a Genki Dama item to use in-game. First print copies of the game will also include a bonus for Dragon Quest Builders owners in the form of a recipe. A limited edition release of the game has also been revealed in Japan. Players who choose to pre-order the game from the Square Enix eStore will be able to purchase Dragon Quest 30th Anniversary Monster Coin Set for the price of 8,300 yen. They can net themselves a copy of the game as well as 3 sets of monster coins. Lastly, producer Ryota Aomi also revealed a user-pleasing change to the upcoming Dragon Quest Heroes 2, as the previously announced multiplayer-only Space-Time Labyrinth dungeon has now been tweaked to be available in single-player as well. Here's the meat of the quote from his Twitter, as translated by Jamatsu. Quote, "At first, the Space-Time Labyrinth was a multiplayer-exclusive dungeon, but after the February 24th announcement, after considering everyone's heated requests, we've decided to make single-player gameplay possible as well." End quote. Ryota adds at the end of the tweet that more information will be available in the next Nico broadcast, which is set to air on April 8th. Dragon Quest Heroes 2, The Twin Kings and the Prophecy's End is currently set to release in Japan on May 27th.
Alright. Next up, Infinite Tap Games' Never-Ending Nightmares is making its way to Vita this year. With a PlayStation blog post, Infinite Tap's creative director Matt Gilgenbach revealed that the game is slated for second quarter 2016. In Never-Ending Nightmares, you play as Thomas, a weak young man who you discover as the game progresses to be trapped in progressively worse and worse nightmares. You must flee and hide from what takes place in the nightmare in order to awaken him in the real world. The horror game also features branching narrative, where depending on which path you take, you'll experience a different nightmare and ending. For Vita and PS4, Infinite Tap improved the way branding narrative paths worked, wanting gamers to experience it all. The development team made it easier to get the branching points and more obvious to recognize. Gilgan Bach says the game is a, quote, a very personal game for me because it's meant to metaphorically express the experience I've had dealing with mental illness, specifically obsessive-compulsive disorder and depression. It was a real challenge to develop a game to express those dark feelings, but my team and I have created a really unique interactive experience. I know I called it a game up above, but I think interactive experience is a more apt description, end quote. He further elaborated on the themes and design of Neverending Nightmares. Quote, Neverending Nightmares is designed to explore the darkest and most negative emotions: fear, anxiety, hopelessness, pain, and frustration. It isn't a typical game where you are faced with challenges and can win. We worked really hard to make the players feel trapped and helpless when playing the game. After one reaches all three endings, none feel like a happy resolution. They barely feel like a resolution at all because there really aren't clean endings in life, end quote. Neverending Nightmares launches with cross-save and buy support with PlayStation 4. Quantum Suicide, the visual novel all about space, betrayal, and murder, is heading to Vita. The latest update on the game's Kickstarter page has confirmed that the already funded game will definitely be coming to Vita thanks to help from Sakai Project. The team behind the game, Cotton Candy Cyanide, are an Australian-based developer with a team of 2. This will be their debut game, using their passion for visual novels, space, and death to bring a unique twist to the genre. They also hope to develop more English-spoken visual novels in the future. The game is set aboard the spaceship Everett, where the crew are on a mission to save the Earth. All the main characters are shipborne personnel, raised specifically to assist with the completion of the mission. Here's the full description from the Kickstarter campaign. In the year 2092, people no longer trusted the Earth to sustain their existence. The Earth stood as a husk of its past self, a part of a desperate last attempt to save the human race. The governments of the world joined forces in a secret military project to send the best and brightest of humanity to scout the galaxy for a new home. Welcome aboard the Everett. The year is now 2117. You are a second-generation shipborne researcher studying interdimensional travel. Your choices change the fortunes of all aboard the Everett. Friendship and love lay waiting at your feet, but you should be wary. The road to the stars is full of hardship. A malprogrammed AI dedicated to preserving resources pulls you into a twisted, murderous game. When tensions are high, who knows what even the kindest crew members will do? How will you protect those you love? Will you betray friends to save yourself? Will you be slaughtered in cold, empty space? Will you slaughter? The story does certainly sound interesting, with a unique story distancing itself from your typical romantic visual novel. Initially, it was looking like any hopes of a Vita release were dashed with a PSN stretch goal of 75,000 and only 39,000 raised with 3 days to go of the campaign. Luckily, the American publisher has stepped in to ensure a digital Vita version will in fact happen. Yay, Vita! End-of-life dates for 2 online Gundam titles have been announced via their respective websites, with termination dates to carry out over the next few months. Here's the quick end-of-life rundown. The first of the titles, Gundam Conquest V, has been announced to be going end of sale on March 24th, with the end of new downloads to cease on June 23rd, and the final service closure to hit on July 28th. As for Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Fortress, it'll be going the way of the Dodo a little earlier, the end of both sale and new downloads hitting on March 24th, followed by a May 26th end of service. Persistent online titles come and go, and this is just the latest round of losses. I'm sure there are plenty of other competent Gundam titles to switch to the land of the rising sun. We're not so lucky, but then again, we're also not facing closures.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Moving on.
Yep.
James Silva, the lead dishwasher at Ska Studios, has taken to the PlayStation blog to talk a bit about Sultan Sanctuary's multiplayer. Seeing as how it's in the name, it's obvious. Sultan Sanctuary centers around sanctuaries, which act as your place of rest, replenishment, and respawning. You can populate your sanctuary through finding idols throughout the world, and then use them to summon non-player characters at the sanctuary's altar. Another element of the game is the sellsword, which acts as your key to multiplayer. Talking to the sellsword allows you to hire another player, which jumps in by picking from their roster of characters. Like the Souls games, adding a second player will tweak the balance of play, giving enemies more health and upping the damage they deal out. Prayers to heal, and maybe even a revival prayer will make an appearance here, giving to the synergy that is team gameplay. The sellsword isn't just a one-hit wonder though, and has another function besides summoning a friend, summoning an enemy. Buying an egg of wrath from the sellsword and then breaking it in the world of Salt will initiate a PvP, player versus player battle, which can only end with death. That said, your opponent will be revived at the next sanctuary, so it's not that big of a deal to kick a little ass sometimes. Interested? Salt and Sanctuary is due to release soon, but if you ask me, soon can't come soon enough. Scrolling shoot 'em up Xenoraid, is heading to Vita and aims to use different mechanics, things that aren't normally found in the genre. 10 Tons producer Jacko Manami explains, quote, "When we had the aiming mechanics down, we took a hard look at shooting. It dawned on us pretty quickly that in order to make shooting matter, squeezing the trigger had to be a conscious decision. This, almost by itself, gives a ceasefire a role to play as well. After trying a couple of things around these ideas, a weapon overheat system was born. This means that in Xenoraid, you can spray and pray, but you won't be able to do that for very long. Constantly blasting will overheat your guns, and they'll lock down for several seconds to cool down. This instills a sense of pressure on the player to actually aim a bit to hit and destroy the intended targets instead of keeping the trigger down and counting on hitting something eventually. The weapon overheat mechanic also works beautifully with the third major idea we wanted to incorporate. In Xenoraid, the player goes on missions with 4 starfighters and gets to switch between them at will. Having guns locked due to overheat is a great reason to switch into a fresh fighter. Other valid reasons include being on the verge of being destroyed due to taking too much punishment, or needing to bring in the big guns of another fighter to take down an enemy mini-boss. The game doesn't have a concrete release date, but is listed as 2016 on developer 10 Tons PlayStation blog post. The World of Final Fantasy website has recently been updated with new screenshots and information introducing legendary Final Fantasy characters Skull, Kistis Trepe, and Chocolate, along with more details about the world and catching and strengthening mirages. Here's the latest info. Network and battles. You will be able to have network battles in the arena. Here you can bring out and stack the mirages that you're most proud of against friends online. Final Fantasy Legend characters. Squall, a faithful soldier on a mission who belongs in an organization called Seed. He wields a special weapon known as Gunblade. Since he's been training with Lightning and Cloud, he's always beat up. Kistis Trepe, an officer of the Seed organization. As management, she is often busy and doesn't get much actual experience. There seems to be a rumor that she loves card games. Chocolate. In the world of Grimoire is an item saleswoman named Chocolate, who appears in unexpected places anytime and anywhere. Moving on to the world. Players will travel to the mysterious world of Grimoire beyond their homeland. 9 Woodchill. Starting from Corneria and Saronia, you'll need to travel to a lot of places in Grimoire. There are fields for every season in the land. Befriending mirages. To capture a mirage, you must meet the necessary requirements for each. There are special conditions, such as using a specific item. If you meet the requirements to capture a mirage, you'll start to glow as an indication. By gemifying the shining mirage, it is possible to befriend them. You can freely name mirages you befriend, and a powerful mirage lurks in the dark pastel and acts as your chance to obtain a rare mirage. Looking to the mirage board and transformation. Using the mirage board, it's possible to teach new abilities and raise the stats of the mirages you befriended. Various boxes are lined up representing set upgrades and are lined up across the mirage board for each mirage. Each costs skill points to unlock. Some blocks cannot be unlocked until you've met specific requirements, and you'll acquire skill points by leveling up your mirages. Mirages you take along with you and keep in your battle reserve will also receive experience points. On the Mirage board, there are also blocks for transforming mirages into more powerful forms. When you transform, each ability you previously unlocked can be inherited by the new form. However, exclusive abilities do not carry over. It's also possible to de-transform. World of Final Fantasy is set to release on the PlayStation Vita sometime this year, so keep an eye on the site for more as soon as we have it.
Alrighty then. Next up, and the last piece we've got here. The PlayStation TV is being discontinued in Japan. According to Destructoid, a NeoGAF producer on the PlayStation TV has stopped in Japan. On PlayStation Japan's official site, Sony is no longer shipping new products to retailers. Launching in November 2013, the PlayStation TV only sold 185,000 units domestically in Japan, most likely a contributing factor in its discontinuation. In addition to that, a representative from Sony has confirmed that the PlayStation TV has quietly ceased shipments in the West. Quote, PlayStation TV shipments were terminated at the end of 2015 in SCEA and SCEE, end quote. A Sony spokesperson told GameSpot, adding, quote, shipment is still continuing in SCE Asia as of the end of February 2016, and we have nothing to announce regarding the timing of termination, end quote. With this bit of information put into the mix, it adds up that the PlayStation TV has been discontinued across the Japanese, North American, and European regions. It's still being shipped to the Asian region at the moment, but the length of its extended stay in the region has yet to be determined. Despite the end of life announcement, a lot of retailers online and otherwise still have stock, so if you're interested in picking one up now, then now is probably the time. Both current owners and potential owners can rest assured that the PlayStation Store will continue to service the PlayStation TV, and related information will continue to be updated. End of shipment here isn't exactly end of support. Note, not that there's been much of note, so don't be too concerned that your Vita on TV will become a paperweight anytime soon. There's still life in this ecosystem despite what Sony and the mainstream media would have you believe. And that's the news.
Yes, it is.
Good.
All that news all up in your grill.
Get it. Get it. Get it.
Get it, got it good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Moving on, there is a little bit of tidbits here. Stuff that wasn't really newsworthy per se, but should be mentioned. First up, Grand Kingdom is coming with dual Japanese and English audio when it hits June 17th in Europe and June 21st in North America. So whether you want to play in Japanese or English, there you go. Senran Kagura Estival Versus has been dated for March 15th in North America and March 18th in Europe. Opie, get on it. I can't wait to play it. I'll be reviewing it. Boom. There you go. And after previously being dated for March 17th and then delayed till spring, it looks like Ken Kabancho Otome is back in the land of the dated once more, this time set to hit Japan on May 19th, priced at 5,980 yen. Those are your tidbits. That's all the news that there is, or ever will be. No, I'm kidding. But there you go.
Well, alright.
Alright, so let's move on to talking points. We have announced release games we're looking forward to from the week. So, of all that crazy amount of stuff that we just talked about there, Tyler, and all the stuff you can think of inside your head, what looks good?
Well, Ys 8 sounds good, of course. Yomawari or whatever it is. That sounds pretty cool. Risk of Rain I've been interested in, so I definitely need to look up some more of that. But I'm glad we've got somewhat of a recent time frame of when it's coming. What else we got here? Salt and Sanctuary sounds very interesting. I'm wanting to get my hands on that one for sure. What else here? There's not much else I can think of. I'm sure you'll say something. I'll be like, oh yeah, that one. So what about you, Kyle?
There's a couple things that have kind of entered my bubble, I guess we'll call it, recently, that I didn't think necessarily we were going to, or that I didn't think necessarily were going to come over. Yomawari coming over definitely strengthened my interest in it. I had interest before because I love horror games and that kind of thing. And I was kind of wishing that they would bring it over, and now that they are, that's awesome. Ease 8, they haven't announced to bring over, but I'm hoping they will. And it's sounding better and better with every, little update that we get. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus. Somebody from the Vita Lounge will be reviewing that. We're getting a copy from Play Asia to review. I don't know who. It might be me. Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So look forward to that. And I'm looking forward to that game in general. Psycho Pass. I'm unsure about this one. I think there was an anime, and I kind of glossed over reading, what it was about, and I was like, I don't know. But whenever it becomes a visual novel, it's just that much more, and it becomes that much more interesting. I don't know, though. I gotta look more up about that one. 786. I didn't really think that was going to be a game for me at all. I played a little bit of the Japanese demo, and it's actually pretty good, and it looks really good. So, I don't know. It kind of got me a little excited, but I don't think I would import it, so it would have to be something that comes over. Although the fact that we just got 785 bodes well for that. So there you go. Caligula, that new RPG from Persona 1 and 2 Scenario Writer, that sounds really interesting. I don't know if they bring it over because I don't know when it's, after all this stuff that's going on and blah, 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 how weird it's going to be, let's say. But if they can bring it over, I'd love to see that over here. I think we could use some more stuff from the minds that were behind Persona stuff, because Persona stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much here. Uppers, I can't believe that they revoked the release date. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but it was something that I was kind of, if it came over, I would have probably bought it. Whether it was right away or not, I don't know, but it was interesting enough from what I played in the demo that I think it would be something I would go back to and get. So that's kind of on my radar, but it's not looking good with those pre-orders and the revoking of the release date.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Some good stuff. There was one that I don't remember which exact game it was for some reason, but you were just reading it a minute ago, and it was visual novel.
That space one?
Yeah, that sounds like Danganronpa kind of in space. That was kind of, I don't know, it kind of perked my interest a little bit for that one. So
yeah,
I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more too. And lastly, what was it? It was something important. Damn it, Tyler. Damn it. It's all your fault. Sultan Sanctuary. That's it.
Yep.
Sultan Sanctuary. That's awesome that's we're getting these details from multiplayer mode, and it's seeming so much like Souls. Like, at first I was like, this, system for multiplayer is kind of jank and blah, blah, blah. Especially playing in Bloodborne. And then, after all of that we've played, it kind of makes it better because it's not so easy. You know what I mean? Like, when you get that extra player, it's not like, oh, you just breeze through the game and then it's done.
Right.
Even if you get an extra player, it's like, oh my god, this is so still fucking hard, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I like that kind of challenge, and I think this is one of those games that's going to bring that out. So I can see myself investing lots of time into that one.
Oh, we're going to have to live stream that game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the Grand Kingdom and Senran Kagura news is awesome. I'm not sure if I'm interested in Grand Kingdom yet, but it's on my radar. And Senran Kagura, as I said, I'll probably be reviewing, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Playing Valkyrie Drive Bakuni is like a lead up kind of to it. It's nice. So yeah, there you go.
All right.
Lots.
Definitely. All right, let's get into talking point. Wait, there's one more, isn't there?
Yes, there is, because we didn't mention it at the start. PlayStation Plus this month. Here's our March preview. We're getting Flame Over, which Tyler will tell you is a pretty good game. Basically, you play as a firefighter and go around, putting out fires and saving trapped, ridiculous citizens that get themselves locked in fiery rooms and shit. He played it on the live stream and I watched a bit. I have it, but I haven't played it too much, so he probably knows more than me, but it looks really good, and it's one of those things that are kind of up there on my list, so hopefully once I get some of these bigger games out of the way, I can get to that.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely
yeah,
fun.
great.
So, what the hell? Why do I keep knocking something over? Anyways, so yeah, you should definitely check that one out.
All right, and the other one for the month is a really odd one, and it's a launch title, and that's Reality Fighters. So if you're looking to beat the crap out of, ridiculous characters in, I guess, augmented reality settings, then there you go. I don't know. I tagged it, but I don't know, Tyler. This just seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't
But at
know.
least, but at least we got two Vita titles because they've been throwing PSP titles at us every once in a while, and I'd rather Reality Fighters than a PSP title that I will absolutely never touch.
That's true. Makes sense. Well,
So yeah,
there we go.
that's what's free. It's free now. Go get it. There you go.
All right, now let's jump into that listener mail. All our questions today are coming via Twitter. So let's get into it, Kyle.
All right.
So first question we got here is from that one Andrew A. And that's his at that one Andrew A. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. The one is spelt out. It's not the number one. And he asks, Vita TV getting discontinued. Thoughts?
I saw it coming, but at the same time, I didn't want it to happen. It's one of those things that just like the Vita has fallen under the radar, and people just like they don't know what the hell it does or what it is or anything. So how could they buy it? And then this whole whitelist and all these different little things that it can and can't do that the Vita can and can't do. It makes for a confusing product. And even though I have two and I love them, I can see why people would gloss over them and not get one, or not even know about it at all, as I said. So yeah, it's shitty, but I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely saw it coming too. It sucks. I was thinking about getting one, but as time went on, I just really didn't think I ever needed one. And yeah, I still think I don't really need one. So I guess I'm part of the problem, but it just wasn't something I needed. So yeah, it sucks, but what you gonna do? All right, next question. Thank you, Andrew, for that question. Next question, we've got one from Jeff. Again, he's got a ton of questions here. At prototype 0115 and asks, whatever happened to Freedom Wars 2?
Shit, I have no idea. I didn't know there was a Freedom Wars 2.
It's because there
Like, I
wasn't.
mean, I know they were saying if it does good, we might make another, but there was no, hey, we're making Freedom Wars 2.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe they're making it. Maybe they're not. Nobody knows.
Yeah, if they do make it, it's definitely coming to PS4 also.
Yeah, it won't be singular platform if it's on Vita at all.
Yeah.
We know they like to take our exclusives.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm fine if they decided to make another one, because I loved Freedom Wars. It was an awesome game. Check out my review. But yeah, I would love that. So yeah, thank you, Jeff, for the question. Another question from him. We've got, do you expect that there will be an announcement to bring Next Order to the West after the Japanese release? And he's talking about Digimon, I believe that's Next Order, right?
Yeah, Digimon World Next Order.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to happen. I think with how much people wanted Digimon Story to come over and how many people have kind of jumped on the bandwagon already, I think, we've shown them that we want it and we'll pay for it, so they'll bring it. And hopefully we won't have to beg them this time.
Yeah.
Maybe physical, hopefully. Never. Then we won't have whiners, because there's some whiners.
Isn't there always?
There is, Tyler. I can understand their perspective, but from my perspective, seems like whining. Anywho, moving on.
All right, final question. It's from Jeff again. He's asking, what, in your opinion, what are some of the best themes for the Vita?
Best themes for the Vita. I've tried a couple, not too many. I have the Danganronpa Another Episode Altered Asparagus theme on my Vita right now, my primary Vita. On my PlayStation TV North American account, I think I have the Digimon theme that comes with the bundle. And on my Japanese Vita, I have the Senran Kagura Estival Versus theme, and those are my 3 favorite themes. I think there's some other cool ones that Japan has that we don't have, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, those, I don't know. We don't have a lot of good ones in North America, so I think I have the 2 best ones. What
Yeah.
about you, Tyler?
I like the Freedom Wars one. I like the Danganronpa one. I'm currently using the Digimon one. But yeah, I'm really liking all the support that these like games are coming out with themes when they release. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, there's
You
quite
know
a
what,
bit.
Tyler?
What's up?
Speaking of themes, I wonder how, like, I know there's a lot of companies that get themes on the PSN that aren't developers. Like, they don't have, like, a dev Vita. I
Right.
wonder what you need to do to get a theme up, because you know it'd be cool?
What's up?
A Vita Lounge theme. Even if it
Look
was
it up.
just, like, a single picture, like, with styled icons, like a single background picture, or, like, different, like, versions of our icon or something.
Right.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think I have looked it up before what it would take, and I couldn't find anything. So if anyone knows, throw some information at me, because I'd like to look into that. That'd be kind of cool.
Just send out some tweets to some high up people. I'm sure they could point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and get in touch with people. It's hard with this kind of thing because a lot of people that would kind of be easy to talk to about this wouldn't know, because I know that they haven't put in any themes or done anything like that. So
True. Yeah. I don't know.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all the listener mail. Let's jump into check this out. It's me this week, and the game I think you should be checking out is on sale right now. So there's not many games on sale at this moment, but this one is, and it's a fun game. It's Resident Evil Revelations 2. It's a really good game. It's like a little under $20. Multiplayer, a good story. You get to shoot zombies. I mean, come on. What beats that? So go grab that. It's an awesome game, especially if you have a buddy to play with. Even if you don't, just send a tweet to someone. They'll play. Everyone has it. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Check it out. I think that's it for us, Kyle.
Sounds like it.
You know, it's not as long as I was expecting the episode to be.
Well, it's longer than I was expecting it to be.
Really?
Yeah.
I was expecting like hour 30, maybe hour 45.
Yeah, no. I didn't think they were going to be that long. I cut a lot out, like a lot of, not fluff, but stuff that didn't necessarily need to be said or was kind of covered in other things that were said, and I amalgamated a lot of things, so it could have been a lot longer.
Well, that's true. I'm glad you did. Because I need to go to sleep now. I'm tired.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's get out of here. If you got listener mail or comments, contact us via mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. You can find everything we talked about today at thevitalounge.net, including any mentioned news, reviews, featured articles, and store updates. We also have a community forum and a magazine. The magazine is available both digitally and in physical copies. You can support the site and get physical copies of the magazine via patreon.com/thevitalounge. You can follow us on Twitter at @thevitalounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're also on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge, and we just hit 10,000 followers on the Vita Lounge's Twitter. So that's what's up. Go follow them. And we're on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. Kyle's posting videos up all the time, so get up on there. See what's up. Subscribe. This podcast is available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and via direct download on the site. Subscribe to us on there. Rate us. Let us know how we're doing. And that is it for episode 112 of the VitaCast. Go play those games.
Boom. Fuck you, Tyler. Valkyrie Drabakuni time.
Wow. Asshole.